Welcome back to Paterna. This time I'm going to show off a random level from the random grids generator, and to spice things up we're going to use a high difficulty and a random color distribution, which will make the level quite a bit more difficult. As before, I've looked into one level because with this level generator, this difficulty and random color distributions, levels can be so hard that I cannot possibly solve them within, say, 10 minutes. I'm going to stick with the one level I pre-selected, so I'm going to copy it from clipboard and apply it. And now we have the seed and all the options set so that we can jump right into the level. Okay, so the first thing to note is random colors. So they are all over the place. There's no structure to that. And the other thing is that we're playing on a random grid. That means that the graph is laid out as a grid, and all the usual grid connections are possible, but not all realized. So in normal grid we'd have edges connecting as squares. And in this case, some of the edges are missing and some of them are missing a direction. What's also noteworthy is that this level starts off with just color information and component information, which is unusual and was a good reason to pick this one, and also because I could actually solve it in a reasonable amount of time. Just enough time to get this video done. Some people indulge in taking hours to solve a level, but I don't have the time right now, so we'll have to stick with this one. But this one also has some interesting reasoning involved. We'll start with the low-hanging fruit, the one over here. It says there's one node missing in this component, so we'll take this one. Then we're going to move up to the right. So there's a 3 here, we're missing 3 nodes. And the first thing to notice that we could either go here or here, either north or west, but anyway we'd connect to that one. And if we'd go up there, then this one would turn to 0, because then its component would already be big enough, so we couldn't go to the left. So by going north we get 1, 2 at most, but we need 3. So we have to go over here. Now, for the next step, note that this one needs one more, and there are only 2 possible places, namely this one or this one. I should probably explain why this one is highlighted too. Well, because it's affected. If I place a node here, this one cannot be in, so this node is affected by this node, and this is what it's supposed to mean. If you find that irritating, you can actually change that in the settings, so it wouldn't highlight this node but just these 2. But anyway, my point was that it's one of these 2 nodes, and this means that this one is satisfied by placing a node up here, and there will be one node up here to satisfy this constraint. So there cannot be a node over here. Helpful. So then this 5 is absolutely trivial now. Actually, we could have made we could have proven something about this 5, because if you see, we didn't know about this one before, but there was a 7 here and a 5 here, so we couldn't have gone to the left too far, not until here, because then we'd connect the 5 to the 7, and well, if there are 7 reachable from here and 5 reachable from here, and the 7 are reachable from the 5, well, that doesn't work out, obviously. But the other way around is fine. We can connect the 7 to the 5, or the 2 to the 0, because now this one is still missing 2. This just means that this node here cannot reach the 2 that are reachable from here. And if you follow the edges, you see that from the 2 here we're going to the right to this component of size 5. And all these edges are going east, not west, east. And the only other way to connect to this is by going here. So this has to be in. Okay, a 3. Well, that's helpful. And this is actually an interesting thing, because this helps us decide this up here. So we know from this one that either of these nodes is in, exactly one of them. And there are 4 nodes marked for the 3, and for 2 we know that there's at most 1 in, so these 2 have to be in. But now that this is in, we cannot take this one up here, because if we did, we'd connect too many nodes to this one. Namely, 1 more, 2 more. So it's not this, but this. Great. We don't need that, not that, not that, not that, and not this either. Okay. Now for the 10. By moving up, we'd get 2 more. That would still leave us with 8, so we have to go down. And now the 10 changed to a 1, because by establishing this connection we actually connect to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other nodes. Okay, and since the 1 node that is missing must be reachable from here, and this node up here is not reachable from down here, this one cannot be in. Great. Okay, now we know there are 4 green nodes left and 4 blue nodes. And all green nodes are blue nodes, so this one is not in and we can actually skip this. Now, the game gave us some more information, namely that there are 4 violet nodes. In this case, that's not really helpful because all the violet nodes that are left are also green. So we can discard this information. Okay, now comes an interesting part. So, for this one, we could take either this green one over here or this one down here. What happens if we take this one down here? Well, we couldn't take the green one because we just take one of them. Since there have to be 4 greens, all other green nodes are in. That's the first possibility. The other possibility is that we take the green one over here. What happens then? Well, we don't take this one down here, but that really doesn't help us because we don't know anything about that node besides this information. But we also don't take this one and this one. But we only have picked 1 green to begin with, so we need 3 more. And since it cannot be this one in the center, it has to be this one and this one and this one. What does that help us? So we noticed that there are exactly 2 different possibilities how the solution could look like, and both of these possibilities share something in common. All models satisfy a certain proposition, and well, this means that this is valid. Wonderful. And now this allows us to actually solve the model, because we know that from here on we have 2 more, and the only way to get anything more is to go up here, and this now gives everything because 1 more, 2 more, can deactivate those. This means that this one is in. Okay, and now we can use this one to determine this and exclude these 2. Wasn't that hard, but still I think it contains some interesting tricks. Good. Yeah, so if you have any specific questions or have a puzzle that you'd like to have solved, I won't solve any of the puzzles coming with the game, only random puzzles. You can post them in the comments by copying the level string. Not sure whether you're even aware of that. If you're in a random level, you can actually click the name to the upper right, or on the end of level screen you can use the copy level string to clipboard button to get the level string, which you can then paste in the level generation screen to get whatever level the string represents. Okay, thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't done so, check out the Greenlight page, vote for the game on Steam Greenlight, and maybe consider buying it on itch.io. Any purchase on itch.io will, as soon as the game is on Steam, contain a Steam key, and you will be able to claim your key later on. Thank you for watching.